Good morning, this is Tank's Vlog for March 11th, 2018. We've sprung ahead! And it's now back to daylight savings time. Yep. And Saturday was season savings time for the New Jersey Devils, as they began a tough road trip, which will see them play some of the best teams out west, including starting with the Predators, the Golden Knights. They're going to go through California, and then they come home. Before they come home, they have to play the Penguins on the first of a back-to-back before playing the Lightning in the next home game. So these next 7 days could determine if the Devils are going to make the playoffs or not. And Saturday, they played a terrific game, but got tied late by the Predators, who came in the game with a 10-game winning streak. But they got the win in the shootout. Keith Kinkaid was tremendous. And you know, if you ask me right now, I think if you have the better goalie overall, it's Corey Schneider. But right now, right this moment, March 11th, Keith Kinkaid is better. And the Devils should be starting Keith Kinkaid every game. I mean, Schneider should get his starts on like a back-to-back night. Or if maybe you want to throw him in there against maybe the Kings. But right now, the Devils are much better off having Keith Kinkaid in goal. Brian Boyle got a big goal in regulation that gave him a lead in the second period and got the game winner in the shootout. So, huge win, especially with the fact that the Rangers, being the Rangers, could not give the Devils a hand and lost to the Florida Panthers, who are in dogged pursuit of that wild card spot that the Devils are hanging on to. 4-3 loss for the Rangers to the Panthers. It was the Bruins downing the Blackhawks 7-4. The Golden Knights won 2-1. They have now won. They've been incredible on the road, the Golden Knights, beating the Sabres 2-1 in a shootout. The Lightning also needed a shootout to beat the Canadiens 3-2. The Flyers down the Jets 2-1. Even though Patrick Lane scored his 40th goal of the season. The Avalanche crushed the Coyotes 5-2. It was the Blues crushing the Kings 7-2. The Capitals blanked the Sharks 2-0. The Maple Leafs beat the Penguins 5-2. And it was the Oilers 4-1 winners over the Wild. In the NBA on Saturday night, it was the Hornets eclipsing the Suns, 122-115. The Heat beat the Wizards, 129-102. The Mavericks beat the Grizzlies in a battle of awful teams, 114-80. The Thunder struck down the Spurs, 104-94. And it was the Clippers, 113-105 winners over the Magic. The big news on Sunday, though, is it's Selection Sunday. We had a whole bunch of conference tournaments come to a conclusion on Saturday, including the ACC tournament, where Virginia pretty much locked up the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Villanova should also be highly ranked, winning the Big East tournament over Providence. So those will at least be 2 of your 4 #1 seeds. Who else will be getting the #1 seed? That remains to be seen. Arizona did win the Pac-12 championship. Is Michigan State going to get hurt for their loss to Michigan in the Big Ten tournament last week? That remains to be seen. But it's good. I think we are going to have a very wide open tournament. I have no idea who's going to win. I got to see who the rankings are, how the brackets fall, and if someone gets put in a fortunate bracket. I mean, Duke, they lost to semifinals to North Carolina, But history shows us that winning the ACC tournament is not always a good thing. And for Duke to lose in the semifinals, they might actually come out and sneak you in and win the tournament. We've seen that before. We've seen it in the past. So we're going to be seeing Selection Sunday today. The 68-team field will be unveiled. Tonight's 3 stars are Philip Grauber of the Capitals, who had 24 saves in the shutouts. Russell Westbrook, who had a triple-double against the Spurs. And Nicholas Batum of the Hornets, who had 29 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists against the Suns. Today's birthday shout-out goes to the unibrow, Anthony Davis, who turns 25. Anthony Davis has really had a great season, and I don't think he'll win the MVP, but I think he's certainly put his name in consideration. I think James Harden has still got a huge lead, lapping the field, but I think Anthony Davis is definitely someone that could finish second or third in the voting. And we take a look back 100 years ago today. The first ever NHL playoff game was played between the Toronto Club, colloquially called the Arenas, because they were owned by the Arena. They never really had an official name. It was kind of a weird situation when they stole the team from Eddie Livingstone, when they switched from the NHL to the NHA, NHA to the NHL, and basically they colloquially called the Arenas, although they never had an official name. They beat the Montreal Canadiens 7-3 and won a total goal series on the way to winning the Stanley Cup. So check out the story at Barstool Sports, Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.